All right. Hello. Hello, beautiful goddesses. Welcome. Welcome to our live today. This is your girl, Michelle Kanan. I'm also known as the Satisfied Wife. Let's just start by taking a deep breath together. Some of us have had a day. Some of us have started their cycles. Some of us just need a minute, right? So let's take a breath and roll our shoulders back. Let it go. And I'm really happy to be here with you today. In case you haven't been around, doors are open right now for my legendary Goddess Wife School. And so, in honor of that, I'm sharing all of the juicy secrets, all of the tips, all of the reframes, all of the energy work that I share inside of this incredible 10-week program with you, because I believe that every woman deserves to feel like a goddess every day in your life, and especially in your relationship. And today we're going to be talking about energy. We're going to be talking about feminine energy, receiving energy, something that I like to call like lean back energy, how you can access it, and how being in that affects your man in incredible ways, inspires him and activates him to give you everything that you want or need. So if you had a good Valentine's Day, awesome. If you didn't have a good Valentine's Day, I'm really glad that you're here. We're going to learn together. But first, leave me a comment. Let me know that you're here. And if you're catching the replay, do hashtag replay so that I know that you watched. And you can ask any questions that you need to. Okay. So on this video today, we are going to be talking about how to shift, right? How to shift into this energy inside of yourself that actually feels like really good for you. It's actually what so many women are craving to feel more of, right? We want to feel more relaxed. We want to feel more sensual. We want to feel like in our pleasure. You maybe hear that word a lot, like being in your pleasure. You want to feel like, you're being supported, like the universe is always conspiring in your favor, like everything's always working out for you. And if you've been in my world for a while, if you've been in any of my containers, one of my favorite expressions is it's all happening, right? You want to just feel like it's all happening. And at the same time, you want to feel like you get to just lean back and receive it, right? Like you get to let it all in. Every breath is just like, I want more of that. How good can it be? How fun can it be? And especially if you're in a relationship, how you can do that alongside your man, right? Because so many of us are in relationships for whatever reason, but you might be in certain patterns that don't feel so good, or you might feel disconnected, or you might feel like your man doesn't understand you, or you might feel like you have a lot of like shadows or trauma that's getting in the way of you feeling as connected as you want to feel, or as honest or as vulnerable, or really maybe able to partner with your man, right? So many of you want something from your man, but if we're really honest, there's something inside of us that we're doing that is causing a distance, or we're in like self-protection mode, or we're doing things from like our ego or protection kind of place. And it's cock blocking our partner, and it's really getting in our way of feeling the juicy way that we want to feel. So before we get started, I like to do something, right? I love to fill these videos with so many tools and so many practices that you can do right now, right? Like what I teach, I love instant results. I love teaching something and then having women right away be like, guess what my man did? Guess what happened? Right? Like that's the vibe. So what I'm going to teach you, I want you to do, right? If I say type it in the comments, if I say share this, if I say, breathe in now, like I'm inviting you to try something new and try something different so that you can have a breakthrough right now with your partner. Okay. And right now in your relationship. So first, I'm just going to make sure that we are live. I'm just checking here. Okay, perfect. We are awesome. Okay. So basically, what I want you to do right now is I want you to type in the comments me. Okay. I want you to type in the comments me if you deserve to experience everything that you desire with your man. Okay. And I want you to type me if you think that your man deserves to have the opportunity to give it to you, right? Because a lot of times we think about like what we want in our relationship, and whether we get it or not, but we don't actually think about our guy, right? Like what is he thinking, and does he enjoy it, and like does it turn him on, right? We just get like super clear on, oh, Vanessa, yay, me, one of my goddess high school babes, yay. I'm so glad you're here, right? Like you tune in and you get to just like start goddess high school with all this extra juicy good stuff, right? Your partner's having an experience, your man is also having an experience in your relationship too. And the really cool thing about men, most good men, is that they want you to be happy, right? Isn't it like this crazy thing? Like your man wants you to be happy. And even better, right? Isn't it even better if he gets to be the reason why you're happy, right? Doesn't that just like make him feel good and give him an ego boost and make him feel like he's doing a good job and all that kind of stuff, right? But a lot of times, we rob our partner of the opportunity to make us happy, or to even like bask in the glow of our happiness, because the way that we're showing up is getting in the way. It's getting in the way for him. But remember something that I always say, you can do it for him, but really do it for you, because it all starts with you. That's why this is Goddess Wife School, because you have so much power inside of you, you have so much potential inside of you, right? That when you get to play with this different energy that is inside of you, and when you start to embody it more and more, and when you start to let it be more and more present in your life, right? This goddess energy, something really incredible happens in your relationship and in your chemistry and in the dynamic between you and your man. But also, like a lot of women, right? We haven't started Goddess Wife School yet. It starts next week. There's been so many results happening, men across the board, right? Like one of my clients at work, like the printer jammed, and all the men are just like showing up. They want to fix it. They want to help her. Like she said that never, ever happened before. Or someone else that's in Goddess Wife School, she's moving right now. And she said that men are like begging her, like, please, can I carry that suitcase? Please, can I take these boxes up these flights of stairs? That like one guy even rearranged his schedule so he could come and help her move, right? That when we get into this kind of receiving energy, we activate something in the masculine around us so that men show up for us more. And then also the universe starts to show up for us more too, with surprises and acts of service and opportunities and like all this juicy stuff that we really want. And then what's super cool is we get to decide, do I want to play with that? Do I not want to play with that? Like, do I want to let that in? Do I want it to be just like this or a little bit different? Instead of what most women experience, right? Which is they feel like they have to beg for what they want, or they have to feel desperate, or they have to yell, right? Like some women feel like they have to just get very angry, or their partner doesn't hear them, or they just are like, you know what? He's not going to do it. It's not going to happen. That's not how life works. The chatter starts, the limiting beliefs about men and our relationship starts. And then they know you don't get what you want, right? You're getting less than what you want, and then you're pissed off about it and you're resentful about it, and then that's part of like a different kind of creational cycle. But that's why we do Goddess Wife School. That's why you're here inside of this group, because you want a different kind of relationship. You want a different kind of dynamic with your partner. And even if your dynamic is like, it's pretty good and he's like showing up, if he's not showing up in a way that makes you feel really good, right? Because some of you have partners that like to be good guys and nice guys, and they're doing all the things, but his energy is not like as hot as you wanted, or as like, I kind of think of like lion energy, like kind of energy is not there, right? And so there's this other dynamic that might be going on, and you can write in the comments which one resonates with you, or what your dynamic is kind of like. But what happens is when we get in our goddess energy, what we do is we become a muse for our partner. M-U-S-E, muse. And historically, muses have been feminine energetic creatures that have inspired great artists and thinkers and inventors, and have made a lot of like progress happen, a lot of like new things come to life. Now, from like historical stories, it's been very like, beautiful woman inspires like man, and he creates something great. But we're in like the year in the 2020s right now, right? 2022, whatever year it is. We don't need to get so stereotypical. It's not about you being the most beautiful and the most like the right. That's not what I'm talking about when I say muse energy. It's not just about like what you look on the outside and that you're being like girly in that kind of way. It's about activating your muse energy. your unique expression of the feminine, this like essence inside of you that drives your man crazy, that is like the deep, deep reason why he is attracted to you, that he wants to show up for you, that he wants to like serve and like be an amazing man. He feels it in you, and you may or may not feel it in you too. You might not even know that it's in there, but every woman has her unique essence. And being a goddess wife and being in goddess wife school, that's what you get to discover. That's what you get to explore, right? Is how do I start to show up and embody this other kind of energy that's inside of me that is just, like think of a time when you were just glowing, when like everything was flowing and like working out for you, and it just felt like blessing after blessing was being dropped on you, and everybody like wanted a piece of you. Or maybe there was a time like you walked into a party and you just were looking so good and everybody's eyes were on you and they were like, who is that? And you were like, I'm the shit, right? Like that's the vibe. Like that always lives inside of you. But for most women, our day to day, working, kids, chores, just grinds us down, like just like kind of keeps us in those like technicalities of life, as my husband calls them. But what happens inside of Goddess Wife School, and what I'm inviting you to do right now, is I want you to step outside of that like regular way of being that you've sort of gotten used to, right? That you've sort of narrowed yourself down into, and remember that there's this other part of you, this amazing part of you, this sparkly part of you, or however you would call it, right? And I want you to remember, like I want you to say right now, like type in the comments, like I claim that I'm a goddess. Like I am a goddess, just like that, like because so many of you have forgotten, so many of you have forgotten, or maybe you never even knew, but each woman has an expression or many expressions of the goddess inside of her. And I want you to remember that and reconnect with that part of you, because when you do, when you have access to that, when you can play with that energy, that's when magic and miracles start to happen in your life, and especially start to happen in your relationship. That's when you get to stop trying so fucking hard and pushing so hard and just like needing to carry the weight of the world. Like I feel for so many of you that feel like you have this burden that you have to work so much, or you have to support your family, or you have to schedule everything, or you have to be the best mom, or you have to do all these things, or else things are going to fall apart, things aren't going to work, you're going to be disappointed, you're going to get hurt again, your marriage is going to dissolve. Like that is a lot to carry. A lot. And I feel for you. And 100% I've been there, but having these tools and being in a beautiful container and having a teacher and a guide that is going to hold you in a safe space to explore another way of being is life saving and life changing and marriage saving. Like women in Goddess Wife School, women in my world come back from the brink of divorce. I was just talking to one of my clients yesterday as we were doing like a little catch up, and she was like, I can't believe we're here. If I hadn't found you, like we would have been broken. And the reason I wrote her was I noticed her profile picture. I was like, oh my God, it's a picture of you and your man. She like changed it, which, a couple months ago, she was ready to leave. She was just like done with that relationship. And I want you to understand that whether, that's where you are at like the brink, or you're just starting to feel like, I don't know, I guess it's okay, but these things, I wish they were different. Like now's the time for you to make it different. Like, I don't want you to have to wait another day of just like suffering or being in that kind of dynamic when the option doesn't have to be a struggle. The option doesn't have to be this like really intense thing. Really, what I'm inviting you to do is to start operating in a different kind of energy that feels good to you, and invite your partner to meet you there, instead of doing more of the same of what you're doing and expecting anything to be different. It won't be. It's just going to be more of the same that's going to be taking you down that pattern again. And I know it's hard because when you're in a pattern, like it's automatic, it's like seared into your brain somehow. It's like that's the comfortable thing to do, right? And my patterns show up all the time in my relationship, in my life, but with the tools that I use and with the accountability that Goddess Wife School provides, and just like, you learn a different way. You learn how to rewire yourself so that what starts to be your norm and most accessible to you is your pleasure. And what you desire, instead of taking yourself down these destructive spirals in your relationship and, in the same bickering places and like the same arguments and the same patterns, instead of just going there because your brain just knows how to go there, you start to make different options for yourself where you're just like, no, that's not what I want anymore. I want to feel good. I want to feel supported. I want to feel loved. I want to feel like when he touches me, like my whole body comes alive and I just like want him. Like, I want you to reawaken this part of you that was there in the beginning of your relationship, right? When you got together with your man and anything was possible as long as you were together and it was you guys against the world, like that's still possible. And it's super important right now, with what's going on in the world and everything changing and what's going on with the economy. Like, now is the most important time for you to feel connected and supported in that way, but also that you're your most magical, abundant, and like nourished self. Like that you could be waking up every day. Like, imagine that was your first thought as you woke up every morning. You just like stretch and you're like, oh my God, I am a goddess. And I wonder what juicy, amazing things are going to happen in my life today. And that they did, and that your man was a part of that, and that your business was a part of that, and that your mothering was a part of that, and your friendships, your community. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this. Like, if you want him to show up for you, if you want him to treat you like a goddess, if you want him to, buy you gifts or flowers or make surprise dates, like all those kinds of things, are you showing up as the goddess? Like, are you showing up in that energy for him to meet you there? Because when you do that, when you show up as the goddess, and I'm going to teach you all about how to find your expression of that energy and what that feels like to you, when it feels like to dress like that, what it feels like to just like move your body like that, what words that you would say, what thoughts you would speak, but your expression, right? I'm not going to teach you my expression. That's me. Yours. That's the most important thing. When you do that, your man meets you in that place. And for those of you that are afraid that your man might not meet you there, what's really beautiful is that, well, first of all, like most men definitely do, but for those of you that are afraid, is you'll know, right? You will be in this incredible, powerful place and you'll see your man with new eyes and you'll see what he's capable of. And if that's what you really want, and you will be your most empowered self in that and in building the relationship that you want to have with him. So I want that for you. Doors are closing for Goddess Wife School this Friday night at midnight. We start next week on February 22nd. It's a live 10-week program just filled with the most incredible women. Like, I'm so excited to get started. Right now it's 20 women, I think, that are in. We have a special VIP option where you get one-on-one support from me, or you just get like the awesome basic option, which is the community and weekly live calls and beautiful like pre-recorded modules on feminine communication and masculine appreciation and igniting your intimacy and creating rituals and using feelings as your superpower and like healing through feeling, and just so much incredible content that you can work through the program live or you have it forever so you can do it in your own time. Most of my alumni, they say that Goddess Wife School is like their relationship encyclopedia, and they just like go back to it over and over again. And speaking of that, there's so many alumni coming back, so it's going to be a really powerful round. And the reason why women come back is because you have the opportunity to go even deeper and create even more miracles and have even more fun and like take your relationship to a whole other level. Like, that's how powerful this program is. That's how powerful the results are of all of my alumni. You might have seen some of the interviews I've done. I have a really good one coming tomorrow with an incredible alumni who joined Goddess Wife School because she was consciously uncoupling with her baby daddy, and she was also starting a new relationship, which I can't wait for this update tomorrow. They're buying land together, they moved in together, like total dream partnership. You don't have to be a wife, right? Some women have asked me like, like, I'm not married. You can be single, you can be questioning your relationship, you can be wanting to make your marriage better, you could be, there's a bunch of engaged ladies in this round, which is so exciting too. It's just like an incredible program. And Like, at this point, I should just guarantee the results because everybody gets such, like, amazing, amazing, amazing results that are all just like, "Oh my god, I can't believe my man did that," right? Like, so many women judge your man, you limit him, right? He's not the kinda guy that's gonna buy me flowers, he's not the romantic type, he's not the surprising type. You just wait. You just wait and see what your man is capable of when you stop getting in the way energetically of how incredibly he gets to show up. When you start to lean back and be the woman, embody the energy that you want to anyway, and he becomes activated and inspired to show up in the way that you both want him to. Like, literally, in my relationship and so many of my Goddess Wife School alumni, now we just like think something like, oh, I'd love if my man would do that, or if he would whatever. I'd love that. And it's like our men can read our minds, and they just do. It's just so freaking cool because the energy, I don't know if you can tell, I'm not trying to manipulate my partner. I'm not trying to control him, right? I'm not trying to like decide what he's supposed to be like in order for me to be satisfied with him as a man. There's a different energy in our relationship, right? Where we both get to show up as our highest and best, and where we both want the best for the other person. And that's the place that we're meeting. That's the place that you get to meet your partner in, and it's a place of a lot of healing and a lot of growth and a lot of expansion and a lot of excitement and a lot of fun, and that's what I want you to have with your man. So if you're on the fence, if you're scared, "Ah, I don't know if this is gonna work for my relationship," just shoot me a message. We'll chat. I'll help you make the right decision for you. Otherwise, get your butt in here. We're having so much fun. Like, everyone that already joined, even though we haven't officially started yet, um, has been having like insane results. I'm gonna like post about those results, I think tomorrow or something like that. So, yeah, just amazing results. Like, one woman, she for the first time in 7 years of relationship, her man surprised her with this incredible bouquet of flowers. Right? Another husband, she finally was like, she's working too much and she's so tired, and she told her man, and now she's going to go from working 40 hours a week to only working 8 hours a week, so that her man can like step up and do more in his business and take care of her, so that she can spend more time doing like what lights her up and what makes her feel good, instead of like feeling like she has to be working all the time. Another woman, her boyfriend, he quit smoking cold turkey, and he told her that he never ever wanted to have a child until he felt her love for him, and now he wants to like start a family with her. I mean, like, we didn't even start the program yet. This is the kind of crazy, amazing things that are happening. And I just wonder, like, what are your rags going to be like? What's going to happen in your relationship? I can't wait to find out. I can't wait to celebrate with you. So sign up now. It's in goddesswifeschool.com. Get your sweet butt in here. Let's have some fun. Let's have some bragging. And we'll do it just in this like amazing community of really just wonderful women, um, business owners, mamas, women climbing the corporate ladder, women in all sorts of relationships, single, engaged, questioning whether they should stay together, or married for so long, freshly married, like all the women from all over the place. And it's just we learn so much from each other. We support each other so much, and you really walk away feeling empowered, feeling loved, and feeling like everything is possible in your relationship. And then your man sends me a thank you letter because he's so happy. That's how we do it. All right, I'm gonna pop off now and chill for a while. I'm gonna be going live every day this week. If you're just popping on now, watch from the beginning. I shared some really, really juicy, important, life-changing stuff in this video, and I hope to see you inside of Goddess Wife School if you haven't signed up already. I think it's like 48 hours until the doors close, and I just want you in, mamas. Come play with me, and change your life, change your world, change your relationship. It's gonna be the best. Love you. See you tomorrow.